Hey, what's up, everybody? It's me, Sarah G, with the Smack, and I am back. And today I'm going to be talking about my Lehman Brothers layoff story. So I have to admit, I was really a lousy equity analyst at Lehman Brothers. This was, when was it? 2008, I believe. So that was over a decade ago. And I was really into different stuff at that point. I always had it in my head that because I went to Harvard, I needed to have some hoity-toity job. So I had to be like an investment banker or a portfolio manager or a management consultant or something. And I just naturally gravitated towards the stock market. And so I thought that after school, I needed to go into portfolio management. And I got this job at Fidelity Investments. And then that led to other things. And eventually I got a job at Lehman Brothers. But it wasn't really my calling. In fact, I felt like that whole time I was kind of just ignoring my real calling, which was to be a creative professional within the field of finance. So, I had technical skills and always did well in like math and science and the quantitative disciplines, but I also like more dominantly, I had expressive capabilities as well. And so to be able to marry those two skills, I never realized it, but it really is a rare thing. And there aren't too many people that can really be impactful in the field of finance and make it interesting and fun. And that was my thing that was like calling me, but I was just not listening. I just was not listening. And so I worked my way up. I get this job at Lehman Brothers, and I was awful at it. Like, I used to cry in the bathroom all the time. I mean, I remember it was so weird. There was this one day that, let me move my microphone a little closer. I'm not sure if you could even hear anything I said, but anyways, I was crying in the bathroom one day, and there weren't actually too many women on the floor. I remember that about the bathroom at Lehman Brothers was that there wasn't too many. It was like always me and like maybe one other person in there, but it was never like a full bathroom, And anyways, there was this one woman who was pregnant and was going into labor and was lying on one of the couches in the bathroom. I remember that from Lehman Brothers. Well, anyways, and that's how much I was in the bathroom crying, just to let you know. Okay. So I was always in there crying, and it was like trying to force something that just wasn't going to go. Right. So I'm, uh, I'm a bad equity analyst at Lehman Brothers, and I was in like the bottom rung. And when they started to have the layoffs, of course, I was like so low ranked in terms of my performance that I was one of the first ones to go, which I was cool with because I actually wanted to go be a personal trainer anyways. And the funniest thing was that they call me in and they're so like conciliatory. They're like, there's three guys there. There's three guys because this was how difficult they thought it was going to be to break it to the people they were laying off. And they're like, the three guys are like so like soft and gentle, which is so unlike everything else they used to do. Like that was the worst place. They were so mean. They would like Lehman, like they would like come up behind me and like watch me over my shoulder when I was doing Excel models and stuff. It was awful. Anyways, so I go in there are these three guys, and they're like, oh, like, this was a very difficult decision. And I was like, oh, I'm laid off, right? And they're like, yes, we wanted to tell you that your employment here has been terminated. I'm like, woohoo! I have great plans. I have so many other things I want to do. I wanted to go be a personal trainer. Well, that was the first layoff, right? And so I was free of Lehman, whatever. It was kind of exhilarating, but at the same time, it was kind of a shock for me because I had always been really busy and always at work during the day. And that was a huge thing, is that now I just didn't know what to do with myself. The first 2 weeks, it was great. I was like, oh, I have all this freedom. I can go to the gym whenever I want. Like, I can run around. And then after a while, it was like I was interviewing and I wasn't quite getting the right job. And then like 1 week turns into 2 weeks, and 2 weeks turns into 3 weeks. And then 3 weeks turns into a month, and then 2 months and 3 months. And then I'm like still kind of home during the day while everybody else is at work. This was so long ago. It was before this whole work from home thing. And, I remember getting this one job, like right as my severance was terminating. I remember getting this one job, that was really not a match for me and was even worse, where I was there for like 2 weeks and then they laid me off. So this was like 2 consecutive layoffs. It wasn't just like this thing of like, I got laid off once and it was kind of fun and cool and being free and stuff. It was like, now it's really starting to set in. Like, what if I really like have something wrong with me? Like, what if I become unhireable? That's what I was thinking. And then at that point, like Bear Stearns had fallen and Lehman had not yet fallen at that point, but it was when the recession was really starting and everybody, there were like rounds of layoffs that were going. And at that point, it's really starting to set in like I might not be able to get back in. So after this second layoff, I basically am at the gym right near the office that I used to work at. And I'm at the gym and I remember I'm kind of like holding the tears back. I used to do a lot of crying at that point. Not so much now, but like way back then, like I was a little younger and a little bit more. I didn't have like as tough a skin as I do now. So I'm at the gym and I'm crying, like I'm literally crying. And I'm trying to make myself lift weights so that I could like just be more productive. And I see this woman across the gym who's doing something wrong with like the lateral pull down machine and she's about to hurt herself. And I'm like, well, it wasn't even for her. I have to admit, like it was just for me that I said, well, I'm going to go help her because I'll feel better if I do something good for somebody. And so I go over there and I explained to her, like, you're holding the bar wrong, whatever. And she's like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. Are you a personal trainer? And I'm like, no, but I am actually getting licensed and I will be very shortly. Why do you ask? And she's like, well, because I'm actually looking for somebody to come to my home and do some sessions with me. And I'm like, okay, great. What's your cell phone number? And so she actually ended up becoming my first personal training client. Not that I had any great career as a personal trainer. It was something I did for a few years after, like during the recession and everything. And I was like younger at that point and like really kind of into fitness and everything, right? So it was an okay thing. But what I just want to make the point though, that was when I became an entrepreneur. You know, I wasn't like, now I have a very different kind of a business. You know, I'm like a financial writer and marketing consultant, but before then I mean, being an independent personal trainer, that's still entrepreneurship. And it was actually kind of a bittersweet moment because it was kind of like my transition out of the working world. And since then, I've never really seriously gone back. Like I had a few other false starts or whatever, but I've never seriously gone back to, I mean, I don't think I've had a job I had a job for over like 3 or 4, a serious job for over 3 months, like no real long-term position after that. I've always been entrepreneurial. And it's been now that I've been longer as an entrepreneur than as an employee. So what is the point of what I'm trying to say is that when I was younger, I really feel like I was forcing myself with certain jobs. I was forcing myself into the wrong role. And I was even kind of like forcing it socially when I think about the people that I don't know. I mean, I think your needs change as you age, but when I was younger, like I don't really see the people that I used to hang with that like stuff I was down for. Like, I don't know, I was really truly down for that, really. But I was kind of like lost, you know? And that's the thing about rejection is that rejection can be so clarifying because as long as you really sit and analyze and think, and I think that that's something that we've kind of lost in our fast society, of like really just taking the time to think, well, that didn't work out. And I mean, should it have worked out? Or is it just the universe telling me that you were meant for something better, Sarah? And that absolutely was what those failed jobs are telling me. And I'm so glad though that I took the step to listen to myself and listen to my heart and go over there and approach that woman, because if I didn't, I would never have had the confidence to become an entrepreneur. And I would never have had the confidence to kind of be defiant and to go against the norm and go against like Harvard and go against what all of the institutional training was trying to tell me. So I just would encourage you to, I mean, there's so much emphasis on so many things to listen to, right? who do you listen to? You listen to the life coaches, you listen to the influencers, you listen to the hedge fund managers, the portfolio managers, the career coaches, the successful executives, listen to Ray Dalio, you listen to, you know, who, like Oprah Winfrey, whatever. But what I'm saying is listen to yourself. That's what I learned from that whole thing. And one of the things I'm so glad about that I've learned over time is your instincts are just never going to lie to you. And I really wish someone had told me that when I was younger. So anyways, that's my career tip. I just wanted to share that with all of you. And, you know, if you're watching me for equity research career stuff, I do have an equity research interview kit. You can download free equity research models. Please feel free to post up here with your questions, and you know, just stay with me here and give me suggestions about what else you want me to talk about. Thanks everybody for watching. Bye.